Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
That's fine.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on the first play.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
He was gone. He was gone.
Right back to Jeanty on first down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The Raiders now at 2-5 to start play. And they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start on the ground with Irvin. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front.
You got better run defense.
Kept their shoulders square and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Interesting.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here. Over 20 yards.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st and 10, here's Irvin. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. You look at this Raiders defense. They're a tough unit to throw against. Currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Now 2nd and 9. Mayfield to throw it. His throw here is incomplete.
In today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They're just unable to complete the pass.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. 180. To throw, Mayfield.
Oh,
Took a shot, couldn't.
that was perfect.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And just a net of 31 here. 30-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Ashton Jeanty, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive.
No.
Past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Someone do something,
It's a
bro.
7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Mayfield looks to throw. There's a short one. And it's a fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And some room to maneuver. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking.
I don't think that stays. You can't challenge it. I don't think that stays though.
Get free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to...
It's gotta automatically do it.
Anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways...
Oh!
On first down, it's Genty. This will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They gave it to him, yo. Oh, I'm gonna have to replay that. I gotta watch that again. That's nasty.
But I think it's hard for people to understand just how
Excuse me.
difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
That's caught. It's Dante Thornton.
God, dude, Olave just threw a fucking elbow. Y'all saw that shit?
14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well.
No way I run this with ears.
And making that stop inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
I'm taking a fucking gamble here, bro. What a perfect song for this shit.
2nd and 10.
Oh, 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 oh.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes
Embarrassing.
now a 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Here now a 3rd down and 8. Now this time he'll look to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. They'll go. Here's Genty. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Ashton Genty with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Raiders take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Extra point right down the middle.
Wow.
And it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Baker changing the play at the line. Throwing, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
Gain of 14. 1st down, Tampa Bay.
Baker going to give it to Irvin.
Oh.
And good running there as
missed
he'll
a
take
good
this all the way up to midfield. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
50-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now they'll shift things around. Straight ahead, it's Irvin. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
180! Hey, alert 33! Alert!
In motion comes the tight end left. And Mayfield just getting the play off. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
I pulled him.
Bucky Irving, his 6th touchdown of the
Didn't realize he had a route. I thought he was a screen.
cut it back within a score.
I lost it.
They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over. This game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate? What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Oh, well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage.
So my momentum's shifted and I don't like it.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Back to throw.
Right to.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Close.
Loose inside the 30. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
I feel like late as fuck, man.
Mayfield going to switch things up here.
Real. Watch out!
A run up the middle with Irving. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2nd and 6.
Hey!
From the gun, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd
I have to give some credit to the defender on that one. He read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
180! Point it right,
Now they'll change things around before the snap. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
180! Pistol.
Evans comes in motion right. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to
No hands.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position. It's facing fourth down.
Ooh. Ooh.
They get to the football. It's blocked. Gotta say, Charles,
Let's
it's
fucking
surprising to have a kick
fucking
this short.
go.
Usually that happens on the longer ones, but great job by the special teams to kind of sift through there and get a hand on it.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of football over time, partner, and you're right about it. Typically, the longer field goals start lower because they have so much more ground to cover to get too close. And that's when you get a hand on it. These short ones
Cross body that motherfucking
pretty
man.
quickly. Normally, you get height. In this case,
You don't know what a cross body is, you don't watch wrestling.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Force the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
A give up the middle to Singletary.
I should have went. I should have went right still.
About the 32. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
17 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good
Well, that's been
protection on
nice today.
crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Yeah.
Here's 2nd and 7. They'll set up to throw. That's to Bowers once again. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ears is finally coming alive a little bit.
throw again. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
I throw it away.
Up the middle, it's Genty. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 111 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
Holding.
Flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Here we go.
Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And they won't try and punch it. It's a fake. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. A field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick, obviously the block.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
What a snag.
By Leo Chanel.
Leo Chanel. What a snag. He said, actually, give me that back to my office. Let me give that back. Let me give that back to my office. God damn.
It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Let's go now. Panther 60.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Completes this one to Thornton. And he's taken down inside the 30. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down.
And the Las Vegas 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he gets
God
it
damn.
way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Out to give, Genty. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow. This guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Go.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Chris Olave, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the 5th minute of the half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. They'll come up 2nd and 7. In motion right is Evans. They keep it on the ground. White again. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the 3rd quarter. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
2nd and 7.
I'm literally messaging my opponent. I'm just going right now. I have a plan. This is hilarious.
Mayfield down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
There wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Excuse me.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mayfield. He's going to keep that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's
laid the fuck out.
Buccaneers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. From the 34 now, here's
Oh no.
1st and 10.
Oh no, not ready.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. They run out of the gun with Irving. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 41 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Regular. 180. Done.
Here's Mayfield. This is caught by Evans. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are back within a score.
Why the fuck did he jump that?
That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead will shrink to 6. The touchdown. Here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back.
What the fuck was that?
At least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Here's 2nd and 10. A run out of the goal Ginty.
Yeah.
Maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Olave over the middle. And a tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now Baker going to change it up. Once again, it's Irvin. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 34. Now Mayfield. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Mayfield with it once more. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Hey, we're 30.
To throw, Mayfield. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Play it right. Set. 180.
Handoff running left, Irving. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
At the 12-yard line.
Before they can snap it, time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? Now they'll change things up. Mayfield to throw it. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Max Crosby able to record his 5th sack of the season.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Alert!
Throwing, Mayfield.
Oh my God.
He's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
That's crazy.
Chris Gagnon, 26 yards. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Enter.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Can't see.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the 2nd half. They'll need to change that here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard
Fuck,
line.
man.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
20.
Baker changing the play at the line. That would give Irving running room. Down to the 32. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Pistol, pistol, pistol. 180! Point it right, point it right, point it right. Regular, regular, regular.
Mayfield looks to throw. Looking middle, and he's got a Bucs. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
That is caught. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Can't pick the part right now.
That certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
180! Point it right, point it right, point it right. What's up?
Here's a handoff to Irvin. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 2nd and goal, Mayfield. This is caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Here we go, a big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal.
180! What's up? Hey, I got him. That's me. What's up?
Mayfield off the play fake. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. A real opportunity for them. Their defense got the key 4th down stop. Now all they need is a field goal to snag the lead. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Back to throw now in his own end zone. They'll get this out to Genty. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about, in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They'll go again with Genty. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 128 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now.
19 target.
They'll look to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes a catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
A big play needed, no doubt.
Fuck me.
Third and long. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Results in a 4th
With
down.
that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. This is 4th down.
Go!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10.
180. Kings. What's up?
A shotgun handoff here to Irving. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
180. What's up?
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
Double up. 20. Real. What's up?
Irving is into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
And that touchdown puts them up 7.
Ugh.
But now's when the fun begins, partner, because If you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for two, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. McLaughlin for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Next, the score, Buccaneers 28, Raiders 20.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Let's see what I can do here.
Just over 50 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Back to throw. He's got his target. It's Olave. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
14 yards.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. He'll look to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well, because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he did exactly what they needed him to do. Charles got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy's still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
Could you imagine?
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Go.
Back to throw again. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Oh, and this is nervous time now. They decided to go for it right there. Fortunately, still a little bit of time left for another shot, but this one almost certainly has to be in the end zone.
A big play looming on 3rd down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. What a thrilling fourth quarter this one was. Well, at least I guess if you're cheering for the winning side, an outstanding comeback, though, that saw them completely take control and change the outcome of this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many of us saw that coming, the way that they were playing and having the lead after 3 quarters. A little bit of a stunning ending because it wasn't just a one-touchdown swing. It was a multiple touchdown swing for them to end up losing that ball game. Give credit where credit is due. They came off the pace and got it done.
So for the Bucs, they level their mark at 4-4 on the year, and they will head back.